Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nico Blitz,
And I'm Jackie Ramirez.
and this is the Mexipino podcast, episode 25. Can we do the audio cheers in the back, babe? Woo!
Woo!
So, y'all, if you guys are watching on YouTube, first and foremost, thank you so much for subscribing. YouTube.com/Mexipino podcast. And if you guys are listening on our audio version, whether it be Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you as well. But for the YouTube people, you guys are in for a little bit of a treat. It looks a little bit different this time around.
Yes, our visuals do look a little bit different. Clearly, Nico and I are in two different places.
Yes.
And there's a very good reason for that, which we'll get into. But yeah, this is kind of just going to be a life update. And of course, with other topics like how we always talk about.
Yeah, and mind you, we are also recording this at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, I literally just rolled out of bed. I have a cup of coffee in my hands. And Jackie also just woke up too. It's been a long past couple of weeks. Jackie has a cup of orange juice in her hands in what are those called? The jars?
The
Mason
mason
jars.
jars.
Before we get into it, like I've always wondered why they're called mason jars. Like, did a guy named Mason make them or what?
I'm not sure. I think it has to do with the country. I don't know.
What, there's a country Mason?
No. Like country, like the Midwest type of country.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, mason jars always remind me like if you had like a straw hat on or had like a piece of straw in your mouth and you were like sipping on like moonshine in the back of your 4x4.
Yeah, the mason jars just remind me of moonshine. I don't know if I'm
Oh.
gonna get in depth about like the straw hat and everything, but they definitely remind me of moonshine.
Yeah, shout out to Miles Parrish and his 4x4. Anyways, y'all, so once again, if you are watching this on YouTube, like you'll see now there's like a split screen. And Jackie and I are in different parts of California right now. And that's because she and I started brand new jobs at the exact same time. And it required a little bit of a
Relocation.
relocation. I said transportation, you said relocation on my
Relocation
end.
was the right word. That's why.
Well, I did transport my ass all the way from Southern California to Northern California.
You also
But
did relocate your
yes,
ass.
I did also relocate. But like let's go over Jackie's job because I think as of right now, Jackie's job is a lot more public than mine. So let's get into it, babe. Like tell everybody all the good news.
So for the past few weeks, I have been auditioning to be an on-air radio host. Um, and I've been through the audition process, got called back quite a few times, more than a handful of times. And last week or the week before, I was finally offered the job. So I am now officially the brand new co-host on Real 92.3, The Cruise Show.
Woo! Can we get a not virtual round of applause, but yeah, a round of applause. Good job, babe.
Yeah, thank you. So, for those of you guys who don't live in California, who don't live in LA, Real 92.3 is one of the biggest hip hop stations here in LA.
You're
LA's
supposed
new,
to say the biggest.
well, it's LA's new home for hip hop.
You tell me.
But yeah, you guys can catch me on radio from 2 to 7 on the Cruise Show with my co-host Jay
Oh,
Cruz.
we lost reception from.
What?
Oh, there we go. You're back. You're back. No, like it
Okay.
just cut off for a brief second.
Okay. Well, yeah, you guys could catch me on Monday through Friday, 2 to 7 on the Cruise Show on Real 92.3. On the Cruise Show with my co-host Jay Cruz, DJ Lachetto, Jeff Garcia, and DJ Fuse. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to the cruise show. I think they ended up being on Real 92.3 maybe like in 2017, 2018, like literally right before the pandemic. And like Jay Cruz and his show, like they've just been absolutely killing it ever since they got on like LA radio. Like I believe they were an afternoon show initially, and then a morning show, and then transitioned over to an afternoon show again,
Mm-hmm.
over at Jackie's current station,
Yeah.
aka the
So,
one I also got fired from.
well, technically, we both
Let
got
go.
fired. We got let
Yeah.
go because of the pandemic. But yeah, I had gone back to do like some promotional assistant work I was there for like a few months, realized that that is not what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was be on radio and just be a host in general for sports teams. And it's funny because the job offer and the opportunity came a lot quicker when I left than when I was there.
Yeah, and that's the craziest thing, y'all. I think, when Jackie first quit, she was extremely nervous about what was going to go on. Like, she wasn't sure if she should quit radio for the opportunity to go back, eventually. And, that's a scary thing, like knowing that you're so close to the job that you want to get and you decide to leave for
Yeah.
like a shot in the dark opportunity to come back.
Yeah, it was really pretty scary. Like it's just also too. I knew that I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. It
Yeah.
was very repetitive. It was a part-time job or full-time hours for part-time pay, and I will say that. Like I will openly say that.
Yeah.
And I was doing more than I was asked because that's just the type of person that I am. But at the same time, I can't be doing free work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I quit. I was scared. Kept on grinding and doing my own thing, and then this came along.
Yeah, and you know what, y'all, like as Jackie's boyfriend, but also as just somebody who's seen her grind it out for the past couple of years, it's actually insane from the moment I met her to now because when I met Jackie, I was personally still working at Real 92.3 as the producer for Bootleg Kev and DJ Head at the time. And Jackie just came in as like a promotions assistant, which basically meant like you would go around Los Angeles, pitch up tents, and basically be promo for the station.
Mhm.
And when Jackie and I went on our first date, I remember her specifically telling me, like, I want to be a host for Dodgers, I want to be a host for like sports teams, I want to be a host on radio. And I mean, I'm getting a little emotional right now just like talking about it because like in a span of like 2.5 years, like you've gotten literally every single thing that you've wanted to, and I'm so proud
You're
of
gonna
you.
make me cry. Don't make me
Well,
cry right
well,
now.
I mean, I know I've told you, but now we're telling everybody, and now I'm crying on camera
Yeah, so
digitally.
am I. But
So like it's a really cool it's a really cool experience. Well, I'm not experiencing it, but I'm able to witness
well,
what's
you
going
are
on.
experiencing it because we are like in a relationship, and your support means the world to me, and like oh gosh, yeah, like your support means the world to me. You constantly push me to be a better version of myself. So
Hey,
I
That's what
can't
a
stop
that's what a
crying.
partner's supposed to do. Hey, it's
Yeah,
okay. Like, we both just woke up and now we have the waterworks going like immediately.
yeah.
Jackie's crying at her house and I'm crying at my parents' house right now.
In San Francisco. So now that like I've talked about my job, babe, why don't you talk about yours?
Yeah, so literally within the same time Jackie was auditioning for the show at, the cruise show, I was getting calls and notices from Diho, one of the co-owners of Arena Nightlife Group. And the opportunity actually came up to spearhead Arena San Francisco. If you guys have ever been to Arena San Francisco, I believe it was like in 2017 or 2018 when the club started, and like it was a packed club. It was just like Arena K Town. If you guys have ever been to Arena K Town, just freaking like ass to ass, dick to ass type of situation. It was a packed ass club. Jackie's looking at me crazy for saying that.
Yeah. You could have
But
used something else.
okay, it was a shoulder to shoulder rather. Shoulder to is that a better way to
Yeah.
explain it? Okay. It was a shoulder to shoulder club. And the pandemic hit and Arena San Francisco actually was the first time I got to spin at any of the arena venues. And so I think to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, and I don't want to get too far off, like during the pandemic, Diho had found me DJing on Twitch, and he had told me like, "Hey, like, can you spin at Arena?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Like, I'd love to spin at Arena." And by the time it was week of, he had sent me a flyer, and the flyer had said Arena San Francisco, and I was still in Los Angeles at the time. So I bit the bullet and I told myself, you know what? This is my fault, and I got to still make sure that I got to get to Arena San Francisco and spin this club. So I probably spent $300 on a plane ticket because it was like 3 days in advance. I got paid like, like the DJ minimum for a club, which was fine with me at the time. And here we are now. Like, Diho, he gave me the opportunity to spearhead Arena San Francisco. And that means A, being in charge of all the DJs that filter in and out, all the talent that comes in and out, and finding hosts, and just making sure I'm hospitable to like everybody that comes in, and making sure that the club is functioning at 130, 169% type of situation. But that caused me to relocate to San Francisco for a couple months.
A couple is two.
Okay, a couple is two, so a couple times two, so 4 months. I'm in
Yeah.
San Francisco, Daly City area for 4 months. And before anyone ever wants to test my gangster, I'm from San Francisco, but my parents' current house is in Daly City. With this China in the background for all the YouTube viewers.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's Nico's life update. I'm super happy for him because he gets this opportunity to spearhead, like he said, Arena SF with the remodel. They're gonna be opening up this week by the time you guys are seeing this.
Yeah.
So if you guys are seeing this and you live in San Francisco, pull up to Arena SF this weekend because Nico will be there, and I will actually be making a trip out there because it's been now about almost 2 weeks since I've seen Nico. So
it's been a couple days. It's been a week.
Well, ever since since like
since the episode drops type of situation. Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, I'm super proud of him. I'm super happy for him. It does suck because now we are in a long distance relationship. And people may think like, oh, well, LA and San Francisco are not that far. No, they're not that far. Yeah, it's an hour plane ride, a 6-hour drive, but still, like with the schedules that we have, it's very difficult.
Yeah. To kind of put it into perspective, everybody, like, I mean, I'm still working like all day. And, Jackie with her new job, in addition to all the other jobs that she does with like Dodgers and Galaxy, like she's working every single day too. Like the cruise show is from 2 to 7 every weekday. And, she is hosting Dodgers and Galaxy on the weekends too. So if y'all see on YouTube, the waterworks are coming out right now on Jackie's end.
Yeah, I'm trying not to let it come out.
It's okay. It's just the reality of things. I mean, honestly, guys, like Jackie and I have just gone through a lot of challenges ever since the start of our relationship.
Yeah, and it's not bad challenges. It's just unusual circumstances that I guess not everyone would, go through.
Yeah, like
in starting a relationship.
Yeah, like I hear a lot of the challenges that people go through. It's like, oh, like my girl cheated on me last week. Oh, my guy is like DMing like all these hoes on Instagram type of situation. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like
those are like issues.
Those are issues, and not to I want to call this maybe like a humble brag, but like the challenges that Jackie and I have been facing are just I don't want to say like real life challenges, but like I want to say like mature challenges. I don't even know if that's the right word, but challenges that that really test the longevity of our relationship, that don't have to do with like cheating or like creeping around. I don't know what you guys want to chalk that into, but like so Jackie and I got together literally like we started talking like 2 months before the pandemic started.
It was actually a month.
Oh yeah, a month. So like literally a month into how my mom would like to say, like me courting her. Like we had to, we had to deal with the pandemic, and then we had to deal with, quote unquote, having a long distance relationship, like right from the jump.
Yeah, because our first date was February 1st, 2020, and then we were going out that entire month. We were dating. We were just trying to get to know each other, and then second week of March, the pandemic hits, and we're not able to go out. We're not able to see each other. We need to stay in isolation and stay at home. And then Nico decides that, he's going to take this opportunity to go back home and live back home for a while because he hasn't been able to. So Nico, I think you stayed in San Francisco for like 3 months at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I stayed for about 3 months, and all my fellas listening to the podcast right now, I'm like 1,000% sure, like you went through like this hobo phase of a haircut. Like y'all, like I kid you not, like my beard was banging, my hair was banging. Like it was to the point where I'm in cold ass San Francisco, and my head felt super warm and sweaty every morning. Like the hobo phase was insane.
Yeah. So Nico stayed in San Francisco for that first 3 months of pandemic, to obviously be with his family. At the time, his niece was just born.
Yeah.
Um, his first and only niece was just born. And it was interesting because at that time I think we both knew, like, we want to get to know each other. We want to continue this, but we were just dating. We didn't have a title to us yet. Um, and it was just an interesting phase. We were doing Zoom dates. We were having movie nights over Zoom. We were having we would literally press play on Netflix at the same time.
Yeah, y'all, like I think at this part of the podcast, we definitely want to give advice to people who are currently in long distance relationships. And truthfully, the things that we implemented at the beginning of our relationship, we still implement to this day. Like, and even if I am in LA, like Jackie and I don't live with each other yet, just yet. But babe, why don't you go over like some things that we do on like I guess even at this point, like a day-to-day basis to maintain our long distance relationship.
I mean, I think it's just finding quick moments in the day to like give each other a call or have like just FaceTime each other just to see each other, even if it's just like a quick 5 minute call. I think those to me like really really make my day, and they make it a lot easier. Um, and then usually at the end of the night, if we have time, like we'll watch a couple of shows or two, like on Netflix party, and we'll be on Zoom or we'll be on whatever, and we watch it together, and that kind of makes it feel like we're together, even though we're not.
Yeah.
But it's just making the time, even if it's just like, you know, a 30-minute show at the end of the night or at the end of the day, or like a couple of FaceTime calls, like 5-minute FaceTime calls throughout the day.
Yeah, like and those are honestly the best. Like, I mean, there will be times throughout the day where Jackie like calls me to like show me her niece Isla. There will be times where I see like my niece Bria or my nephew Chance, like do something like weird or like cool, and I'll just FaceTime her really quick and be like, "Yo, like look at what Chance is doing," or like, "Oh, look at what Bria's doing," or like there will even be moments, y'all, where Jackie's around her dog Socks and I'm around my dog Toby, and we're on FaceTime together, and then we FaceTime the dog. Like we put the dogs like faces on the FaceTime, so they're kind of like looking at each other.
Yeah, because Toby and Socks haven't met yet, and it's I don't know. It's things that make you feel like you are together without physically being there.
Yeah. And I mean, truthfully, y'all, like we will still hop on this Netflix party. If y'all remember Netflix party, you could literally just send out a link to like anybody to watch a movie at the same time. You have control of, well, one or multiple people will have control of this of the play button. And there will be moments, and Jackie hates it when I have control of the Netflix party because I like to talk during shows. So
Yes,
I
he
will
does.
so I will pause the show sometimes just to like get off my comment, and I could see she'll be like, why did you stop it? Why did you pause it? Like, continue the damn show.
Yeah, Nico's the type of person who you can't watch movies with or you can't watch shows with because he will like pause it or he'll talk over the show and he'll be like, "Oh, this is gonna happen," or like, why did this happen, or like, why did they do this? I'm just like, can we just get through the show? Can we get through the movie?
Hey, but I gotta get mine off. Pause. Well, actually, no pause because just you and I talking. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those. I guess it would be a bad habit of mine in a sense.
It is.
Yeah, but I only do that. I only do that with you. Like, I wouldn't do that like if I'm watching like a show with like my family or something because I'm like, oh well, everyone's gonna get annoyed. I feel like I can annoy you purposely.
So you do it on purpose. So you do it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't do it on purpose. I still want to like get my comments off, and I'm be like, okay, well, Jackie's gonna be okay if I like stop this like for a couple seconds and whatnot.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. So
Yeah, but like and honestly, like during the pandemic too, and especially now, like I told Jackie before we left, like I think we should keep ourselves accountable for our physical health because your boy is that freshman 15, that quarantine 15 is becoming like a quarantine 20, and it still hasn't left.
and honestly, like with me working at the station too, I think like the cruise shows even warned me. They're like, you need to watch yourself because you're gonna gain the cruise show 15.
There's a cruise show 15.
Apparently, but then Leche, for those of you guys who don't know DJ Lecheto, Leche was all like, yeah, I gained like the cruise show like 150.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, fortunately, he lost his cruise show 150.
Yes. So, but they were just telling me like, I guess it's very easy to kind of forget about your physical health too. So, I mean, Nico and I are holding each other accountable. And mainly because like I know Nico did mention before he left like that he wasn't feeling good, like as far as like physically, and I kept on telling him to watch it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had a discussion last night too. I think we're both gonna take a step back on drinking, as not as much,
Yes.
and holding each other accountable for that.
Yes.
So
Yeah, y'all, like, I think there's been like daily reminders that Jackie and I share with each other, like, hey, don't forget to work out. Hey, don't forget to just, and by workout, we don't mean like do like a full body workout for like an hour or anything like that. I think we definitely personally have to like work our way toward getting there. But y'all, like, it's so serious for me right now. Like, I was telling Jackie the other day, I was taking a shower and it was like maybe like, I don't know, it was maybe like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm taking the shower. And I had reminded myself because Jackie had reminded me, like, hey, don't forget to work out. Y'all, I literally did like 40 squats in the shower.
but at least you did them.
Yeah, but it's like hot water. It's cold as hell downstairs. I felt like I'm looking stupid as I was doing these 40 squats in the shower. I was like, this is so stupid, but I know I have to do this right now.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, hopefully, you can get like to running because I know you do like to run.
Oh yeah.
So I hope that you can get to that. And like me, I don't know. I feel like I've been a certain type of figure my entire life. I'm not saying that I like had the best body ever. No, I didn't. But I used to think like in high school or in like college that I was like, I don't know, super big for some reason. And now I see myself and it's just like, okay, I want to get back to what I was and keep like a petite figure. So that's That's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, all I could really say, y'all, is like once you creep past like 25, that metabolism slows down a little bit. You feel me? Your boy's about to hit 30, so it's like,
Yeah, I'm not at 25 yet, but I'm a couple, like I'm almost a year there. So,
oh my God.
so.
Well, to reiterate, like I am living back in my parents' house, and it's definitely challenging in its own ways. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely challenging in its own
I
ways.
hope
I
your
remember
mom's not right there, is she?
my mom is literally working like on the other side of the room as we're doing
Mm-hmm.
this podcast. Like it is dead ass quiet in this room. But there was a moment, and I know these moments are gonna happen more, where it was not dead ass quiet and literally like the fuse in my brain just popped for a second. So I'm over here doing work at this dining table that y'all see on YouTube with the china in the back. Let me just reiterate that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where my mom is like on Instagram or something, and I can hear it from where I'm at. The TV is going on. My dog Toby is barking, and my dad is on the phone at the same time. And I said, "Hell no, I'm not dealing with any of this right now. I am good. I am migrating my ass to my room because I'm used to my peace and quiet over in Los Angeles."
Well, I also think too, like with and don't get me wrong, Bria and Chance are amazing. I love them. However, Bria, when she yells, she yells.
Oh yeah, my niece Bria, who just turned 2 years old this year, she is like in this yelling and like talking. Like she can talk now. So if she
Yeah,
wants your attention, she will like get your attention. And as of
yeah.
recently, what she's been doing, like she hates it when I work. Actually, she hates it, like because I'll be sitting at
Bria
this
and I have
table right.
something in common.
Well, something that Bria will do when I'm working is that she will literally come up to my side. She'll grab my finger and like pull me toward her as if she just wants me to watch her watch TV or
Maybe I
play.
should do that.
You want to pull my? I promise you, if you pull my finger, I might fart. I don't.
Oh God. Why am
No,
I
but
more so like, let's see if it work what Bria does on you works on me.
oh my God, yeah. I mean, it might,
It might. It might.
it might work, but yeah, that's something that my niece Bria will do as of now, and I think it's definitely like a change of pace. I think I'm understanding throughout the day to like take even if it's like little 5 minute breaks while I'm working, like just 5 minutes. But it is different. And another I wouldn't necessarily call this a challenge, but like living at home is like low key lit if your family is always like either buying food or cooking food. Because I promise you, I've probably only spent maybe $15 since I've been here, and that's to buy a sandwich. Literally every other day, it's like my
That's
mom.
because that's because you haven't lived at home for a while. Tell it to someone who lives at home still, aka me.
Wait, I'm sure your parents buy food every so often.
Babe, the past few days I bought my own food.
Dang. But your parents cook though.
They haven't as of
Oh, they're
recently.
just like, no, we're not even gonna cook this week.
No.
I'll tell y'all. So like, I think the first day my dad like had cooked up some pasta. The other day my sister had cooked up some pasta. I'm starting to realize that my family just loves pasta and noodles and all that stuff.
Oh, I
And
love
just yesterday,
pasta
my mom
noodles.
had just bought some Popeyes, and I'm like, oh, this is lit. I'm chilling. And in addition to that, my stomach poking out has definitely like lessened as well. So I'm like, cool. There we go.
Maybe all you needed was home cooked meals, and that's why I've been telling you to cook.
Maybe I just needed other people to cook the food and buy the meal. So I ain't gotta buy like Dave's hot chicken for like 4 days in a row.
Oh gosh.
No, but it's definitely been like there's challenges. There's challenges to it. I mean, I think it's funny when the kids aren't here either, because then my mom will just walk in the house and she'll be like, "Thank God, there's like peace and quiet," and I'm like, "Yes,
You're like ditto.
yeah."
Same.
I'm like ditto. But fortunately, my parents, I still have my apartment back in LA,
Mhm.
and I wanted to beg this question to everybody. If you live at your parents' home, should you have to pay rent?
I think you shouldn't have to. I think there's a couple of different circumstances that I think parents would want their child to pay rent. If you're not doing anything, if you're like poaching off of them and you're like 25
Poaching.
years, yeah, if you're like 25, 26 years old and you're like not doing anything and you just are carefree and don't have a job, your parents are going to want you to pay rent.
Yeah.
However, my parents, luckily right now, they are not asking me to pay rent. They are asking me to help out with certain things. So I pay the power bill, which like immediately after this, I'm turning off my light. I'm turning off and I help out, like, if I want to buy something for the house, if I want to buy groceries, and I can buy groceries. But other than that, like they see that I'm working full time and they see that like I'm constantly working, and they don't ask for rent for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. Like, if I were a parent, I think if your kid is going to college, for example, or is like, your kid is like seriously working towards something, whether it be like like trying to be a full-time DJ, or, like trying to be a radio host, or,
Mm-hmm.
anything along those lines of your kid like really working towards something. Like, I personally feel like your kid doesn't have to pay rent. But if your kid's kind of like just bumming it, like just kind of like trying to like live somewhere for free type of shit, it's like, hey, bro, like like pay a little something,
Yeah.
pay utility, pay like electric, pay water, pay something.
Yeah, definitely. But like with the electricity too, sometimes like I notice now that I turn off the lights and my parents don't. And like I'm always like, can you guys like turn off the lights? And they're all like, oh, now, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. You're not the one paying for it.
That's hella funny. So wait, how are like, okay, babe, so how are your bills split up between like your household? So you obviously pay for electricity.
Yeah, I pay for electricity. My parents pay for water and gas and everything else.
Mm,
However, I do have the responsibility of helping out with my car insurance, paying my phone bill, um, and anything else that I use or that I need for myself, I pay
mm.
for. And I
So
even helped out pay off my car too. And like it was for the majority of it, it was my parents that were helping me out with my car. But luckily, I was fortunate enough at one point to help pay off the rest.
mm.
So
That's
yeah.
that's great. Well, before Jackie gets on me about like a particular conversation that me, her, and my mom had last
Last
night,
night.
last night, for the sake, and I want you to air out your dad right now. Please, can you just air out your dad and let everybody know what he does to save on the water bill?
so
I hope he's listening because this is funny as hell.
so what my dad does when he showers is he'll like go in the shower, he'll rinse. And like I didn't notice this until like recently, where I kept on hearing the water turn on and off, on and off. And I was like, what the heck is my dad doing? So I asked my mom. My mom said that my dad will go in the shower, rinse his body, turn off the water, like put shampoo in his hair while the water's off, and then turn it back on to like get all the soap out, and then turn it off, scrub his body, turn back on the water, get all the soap off, and then turn on the water back on, and then like he turns it off in between like rinses and like scrubs because he thinks it saves water.
Yeah.
And then he also says that brushing your teeth outside of the shower saves more water. And I don't do that because I brush my teeth inside the shower sometimes.
Ah.
Because like if it's in the morning or if it's at night and then like I like need to brush my teeth, obviously, like I'll just
Mm.
brush them inside the shower. And he's all like, "You're wasting water doing that." I was like, "I don't think so, but okay."
Okay, no, I think I can vouch for your dad on that particular case because in a real perfect ideal world, ladies and gentlemen, you are brushing your teeth for about 3 minutes of your life. Now, if you do the math, and how many gallons per minute in the shower?
I
I don't
don't
know.
know. Nico's trying to make this into a whole lesson like always, and he doesn't even know what he's trying to say.
Hold on. Wait, I want to look this up. I need to look this up just to kind of prove a
Let's
point
see.
because I know what your dad is saying on Google right now. How many gallons per minute in the shower? Per minute shower. Okay. Since 1992, a maximum of 2.5 GPM is the federally mandated flow rate for new shower heads. This means no more than 2.5 gallons of water should flow out each minute. Okay.
2 gallons?
2.5 gallons
2.5
maximum.
gallons.
Okay, so if you're supposed to if you're supposed to brush your teeth for 3 minutes, hypothetically, and you ain't doing nothing but brushing your teeth, you're using up 7.5 gallons of water while you shower just to brush your teeth. Whereas if you just use the sink, you're probably not even using a gallon. So for that particular
Let's
case,
see. Because then if hold on.
For that particular case, I will have to agree with your dad that you are definitely saving water if you do not brush your teeth in the shower.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's a lot of water. Babe, that's literally like 7 of those big gallons of Crystal Geyser. Just to brush your teeth. Think about that.
It's fine, whatever.
You know, like I don't.
It's because I'm not paying the water bill right now.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm hella dead. Like if I'm brushing my teeth on the road, I don't even need like half of like a regular Crystal Geyser. I just need like the baby Crystal Geyser ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like
that's true.
Yeah, I will have to agree on your dad that you do end up using a lot of water doing that. But let us know, everybody. Are you somebody who brushes your teeth in the shower, or do you brush your teeth outside of the shower? I'm team brush your teeth outside of the shower because you save a shit ton of water.
I'm team inside the shower. Oh, I do both.
Okay. I mean, I guess you could tell if you're like going into like, let's say anybody's house and you see a whole bunch of toothbrushes in the shower. You're like, oh yeah, this entire family does that. All right, babe. I know you wanted to say this, so go ahead and just air me out. Air me out with this combo that you, myself, and my mom had yesterday.
So
as my mom is laughing on the other side of this.
Your mom can hop in at any point if she wants, but
Mom, feel free to hop in like at any time if you'd like. She said no. Go ahead.
But anyway, we were talking about bills and paying rent if you live at home last night with Nico's mom. And somehow it came up that Nico has not ever helped with his car insurance or his phone bill.
It's not that I've never helped. It's that my mom has sent me like she has sent me like, hey, like, now that you're making like, big time, I wouldn't even say big time money. Now that you're like able to like keep yourself afloat and like save money, why don't you use some of that money toward the your everyday necessities like your car and whatnot? And I said, yeah, sure, Mom. Like, I'm totally down to do that. Because when I moved to LA, I was literally on like check to check trying to like, cover my rent. And now I can actually like, like throw ends on like phone bills and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So my mom, yesterday, she was talking about you haven't paid like your phone bill or your car insurance. I'm like, literally, you haven't sent me any notifications, because she's the one who gets all the notifications like on how much is like owed for like car insurance.
See, my dad don't give a fuck. And I put it on my calendar too that like actually today I'm supposed to owe like car insurance. Like, look, literally it says, y'all are probably gonna see like other notifications from like the sneakers app. Hold on. My thing says car insurance due right there.
10 a.m. Jesus. All right, all right. That okay. That's fair. That is fair. But I
And
just
I help with my phone bill.
so basically to make up for the losses in my mother's pocket, which essentially would have been in my pocket as well. I ended up selling my mom $1,100
Last
yesterday,
night.
last night,
I
and
can hear
she's
your mom laughing.
yeah, she's laughing in the background right now. And I was like, I shot myself in the foot because we were talking about some whole other shit. And as soon as I come back to Daly City, California, I'm $1,100 like deep now. But it's all
Well,
good.
it's also funny because your mom texted me this last night.
That was my mom had texted Jackie. That was the quickest $1,100 I made. Jesus Christ. And literally, my mom came out swinging like, "Hey, I have my vacation money now because they're about to go to Hawaii in a couple days."
Yeah. You're welcome, Tita.
Yeah, oh my god.
So now you better be responsible and put it in your calendar.
No, but okay, but that's also what I was saying too. It's like I'm not stingy. Like I'll give the money right away. I even offered to give more just to
Well, that's
like
because you were pissed. You were all
just to end the
pissy. That's
convo.
why.
I'm just
Yeah, you were all
saying.
pissy. You wanted to like just offer more money.
Yeah, because I'm willing to do that. Like it ain't no big deal. But the perks and the non perks of living back at home, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, how are you enjoying like the couple of days of being apart, babe?
The what?
How are you enjoying the past couple of days of being apart?
I am sad.
Oh, I'm sad. I'm sad
I
too.
I mean like I'm happy for us because we're both busy, but I you know at the end of the day I'm still sad. Like I feel like I lost my partner a little bit. It does suck. I think it's still adjusting and I'll see you in a week. So
Yeah, we'll see each other very soon. But we did want to go back to our IG anonymous and let everybody know like some best relationship advice that they have shared with us. And ironically, we had gotten this advice before the move had even happened, so it kind of just like came all together, I guess you could say.
yeah. So first, so we put this on our Instagram story. This is IG Confessions, and this is best relationship advice from our followers.
Yes.
First one we got was give your partner time to open up and express their feelings. Assure them that it's okay to express what's on their mind.
Yes.
And then the other one is keep it 100 with each other. Communication is key. Even when you're mad at each other, talk it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the type of person, everybody, where like if there's an issue or what have you, I'm just like, let's just solve this right now.
Yes,
I'm
Nico
not
is
trying to have
definitely
this.
that type of person, and I am not that type of person.
How do you even label like you or me in that situation? Like,
Because you like to talk things out, and I don't. I like to like think about things and let it sulk, and then I like to talk about it.
oh my God, you know what? This actually goes to the conversation that we're going to have with this Mexican comedian Jesus Sepulveda.
That's very true.
An episode that we pre-recorded, but we will share with you guys in a couple weeks.
Yes.
But yeah, if you guys are looking at this clip on Instagram, share with us your best relationship advice. And I'm kind of iffy about this particular quote unquote relationship advice. And it always has to do with your partner's location, sharing your partner's location.
Yeah.
So I got to ask everybody, like, do you keep tabs on your partner's location?
I do not. I do have your location. I don't randomly go in there and just check where you're at, you know. If you tell me you're at a certain place, I won't believe you're at a certain place, and if I find out otherwise, then that's your fuck up.
Well, how would you find out? How would you find out otherwise unless you look?
Because I find out everything, babe. I find out everything, and I find out
Oh my god,
everything.
yeah, she definitely does. But Jackie and I, we share each other's locations on our phones right now, and honestly, I've never checked. It's just
Yeah.
there.
I feel like if you like check if it's your friend or your partner, and if you check their location randomly and then like ask them about where they're at, it's weird. Like I will stop sharing my location with you.
Yeah, that's a weird situation. And can you imagine, like, like in a hypothetical situation, like if I had stopped sharing my location with you, like, do you get a notification off of that?
Yeah,
That's
you do.
crazy. So then, how would you feel if I just stopped sharing my
I feel
location with you?
I feel like something's up. Like something's up. You're lying to me about something, and I need to know what it is, and I'm gonna like I will make a scene because of it.
I'm hella dead. Ladies or fellas, just be wary. You either start sharing the location and you keep that thing on forever,
Yeah, you
or you're dead.
no,
Pick
legit.
one.
Legit. Like you started sharing your location with me. You can't ever stop sharing it with me. I
I'm
hope you know
hella
that.
dead. Oh, I already know. I mean, shoot, the location's on. What am I gonna do now? I can't just turn it off. Turns it off right after the podcast.
I will fight you. I will fight you.
Let us know if you guys share your location with like your partner or whatnot. I mean, I think I actually share my location with. I might be sharing it with my family. I think I also share. Oh, my mom just like waved no. She's like, no, you don't.
I share my location with my I share my location with my cousin, my parents, you, and that's it.
I think I only share with like you and my cousin Margarita maybe. But
Your
I think
cousin
that's because
Margarita keep tabs on you, and that's kind of weird.
yeah, yeah. You know what she does? She does. She
Remember when we went
does.
to Oregon?
Yes. Oh my god,
I
y'all. So
told you, and I should, Margarita, I love you, but I should have told Nico, I was like, please turn off your location. That's not okay. I was like, that is not okay.
my
We had
cousin.
just landed in Oregon, guys, for a Bad Bunny concert in March. And literally, not even an hour after we landed, Margarita asked,
She had asked me like, "Hey Nico, like why the hell are you in Oregon right now?" And I'm over here talking like, I mean, yo, like you're checking right now? You're really checking on my location right now. And so I'm like, "Hey, it is what it is." And speaking of it is what it is, Jackie's laptop died, and I actually want to go over one of the pet peeves that I have of Jackie as this is going on right now. As I said earlier, Jackie and I will be on FaceTime together. We will be on we'll be on Zoom together and we will be watching shows together. And despite the fact that there are a lot of technological advances going on in this world right now, Jackie, for the love of God, will never charge her laptop. She just will never charge her laptop, despite the fact that she knows that a good portion of our relationship has to do with being on our laptops and over the internet. So, that being said, it simply is what it is. And that is one pet peeve that I have of Jackie. Now, you guys, this is actually perfect because Jackie is back on stream officially. And as she is entering the stream, I will let her know again. Well, actually, like yeah, it's not working right now again, but she will be back on momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. Fortunately, this is kind of like toward the end of the podcast anyway. I think we're gonna use this time right now to say thank you to all our lovely subscribers in the building. Thank you so much for rating us and whatnot on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and so on and so forth, my friends. We're going to see what Jackie is about to do and if she can hop back on. But yeah, thank you guys so much because this is definitely a time in which it is difficult for both Jackie and I. And, I think one of our biggest priorities is to, one of our biggest priorities for the both of us right now,
Okay.
for you guys, is to keep the podcast going. And Jackie's officially back on. And babe, what I did was I actually went over my biggest pet peeve of yours.
Yes, I know.
Could you guess what it is?
It's when my laptop dies.
And it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Did you see my messages?
I did see your messages. Jackie's been texting me this whole time.
Well, because I like.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Well,
But yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, before we stop, Margarita, your cousin, that was very, very weird.
It's funny. It's funny. Shout out to Margarita for constantly checking my location wherever I'm at.
I would stop sharing my location if that was my my cousin Kehlani or any of my friends. I'd be like, you don't have the authority to have my location anymore.
I'm hella dead. Well, before we get out of here, did we have one more IG anonymous confession that we wanted to share?
Actual confession or the
actual confession?
Okay, like wild confession.
Yeah, another wild confession. I think this is like Jackie's favorite segment. Like these clips usually go viral on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah. Okay. So IG confession part, whatever we're on. I found out when I was 11 that my dad wasn't my dad. My grandpa isn't my grandpa. He's my cousin. My cousin is my aunt. My aunt is my stepmom. And now my bio dad is my uncle because he's married to my aunt. I have tried so many times to try and figure this out. So their dad isn't their dad, but their grandpa is their cousin. So it's like if my grandpa was my cousin is now his aunt. I don't know. This is just a weird family tree.
What kind? Okay. I don't even know. First of all, I don't know if this is real because it just sounds way too it sounds way too off to
be real.
But if this is real,
it's a very complicated situation.
What kind of incest type of family do you have? I'm so sorry, but this is just this is a movie. Like literally the title of this movie should be called Incest.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I try and read this. Like my dad wasn't my dad. My grandpa isn't my grandpa. He's my cousin. My cousin is my aunt. My aunt is my stepmom. And now my bio dad is my uncle because he married my aunt.
I mean, hey, if all your family members just think the other family member is hot,
ew,
all the more power to you, my friend.
Disgusting.
I ain't with it. Shout out to the incest babies. Anyways, this is the Mexipino podcast, everybody. You will be seeing more of this if you are on YouTube, my friends. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Yes.
And,
but just because, we are doing this right now, like the format is like this, everybody, for those who are watching on YouTube, doesn't mean that it's always going to be like this. Hopefully, hopefully Nico comes back to LA a few times throughout the month or a couple times throughout a month. Hopefully, and we get to do some actually in person.
Yeah.
Again.
And that we will. Well, thank you everybody once again for listening. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube and rating and liking and all that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. My name is Nico Blitz.
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Adios.